All right, here's another brutal one for you guys. Here's a quote that I got from the PSI Leadership Seminar in Cabo, and it is that some people die at age 18, but they're not buried until they're 75. And so the philosophy behind this is that if you give up on your dreams, if you give up on a bigger vision, a vision that's bigger than yourself, if you give up on all of your human potential, if you decide that it's just not worth it to push, to risk, to grow, to continue, then really you are you're just not able to live the life that you wish that you could have. And a lot of people do that. I think Bob Proctor said it was like 95% of people, Lonnie Norris on, and Lonnie Norris was talking about how like 70% of people can't tell you what their life's purpose is. And so having a purpose, knowing something bigger than yourself is worth continuing to achieve, that's going to help you actually live an awesome life versus the opposite, which is go to work, get home, take care of the house, spend time with the family, go to bed, go to work. Just doing can't remember what that specific name is for the whatever it is, meditation, but it's a way to let life pass you by. So don't die at 18. Martin Luther King Jr. has an awesome quote, and he basically says, if you have not discovered what is worth dying for yet, then you have not yet discovered what is worth living for. So he's basically saying you need to find a purpose that is bigger than yourself, commit to it, and then once you've committed to it, surrender to it. Because it's easy to get distracted or to drop the ball or to lose faith or to decide not to continue, not to push, and not to continue to grow. Martin Luther King Jr. did as much as he can for as long as he could until he was killed. And I just think that that's an inspiring quote. I'm not certain what it is that I'm willing to die for yet, really. I haven't quite exactly figured it out, but I feel like I'm on the path. I definitely like helping people. Bringing the PSI Basic Seminar to Fort Wayne is one of my purposes and one of the things that's bigger than myself that gets me excited. And we'll see. We'll see what I end up caring about as I get older and as I continue to focus on purpose and focus on things that bring meaning into my life. All right, let's say that you have a specific goal. You have a goal, but you don't exactly know how it connects to your higher self or how it connects to God, how it connects to the universe, how it connects to other people. So you have a goal, and there's 3 questions that you can ask yourself. What do you want? What means do you have right now to accomplish what you want? And then what do you want to experience based on that? What is the experience that you want? And then once you get that final answer, once you answer the 3rd question, what experience do you want? Move that one up to the top. So what do you want? That thing that you just answered. What means do you have right now to accomplish that? And then what do you want to experience as a result? Take that answer, move it back up to the top. So what do you want? That thing. And then what means do you have right now to accomplish that? What is the experience that you want as a result of that? And you just continue to do that. And what that's going to cause you to do is chunk up. So if you want to get more specific and more into details and more objective and more practical, you chunk down. That means like you get more specific. If you want to do some creative problem solving and that sort of thing, what is this an example of? You chunk sideways. If you want to chunk up, a lot of times you're going to ask, for what purpose? What is the intention of that? How will that make me feel if I get that? Or when I get that? What is the intention of that? So, if you guys have a goal and you'd like to know what it is that ultimately is the purpose or the intention or the way that that goal is ultimately going to serve you, your highest self, that sort of thing, ask these questions. Ask these questions that I just stated. It'll help you get more clarity and probably result in words like love, freedom, connection. You figure out that like humans in general want 30 things, and then as you chunk down further, they get more and more and more specific and in the details and those sorts of things. It's a valuable exercise. There is no free lunch. This is something that Thomas Wilhite said. He's the PSI, the founder of PSI seminars. And he would talk about how, if somebody says that something's free, it sometimes is going to cost you time, it may cost you energy, and if it's something that's not good for you, it may cost you your consistency, it may cause you your routines, it may cause you your dreams because you miss an opportunity or you end up in a different mental state than you could have, should have, would have been. And so even when things are free, there's still no free lunch, meaning there's still a price to pay and there's still results that you're going to get from the experience itself. So it's not that you have to be wary of people who gift you things, because you need to be open to receiving, but also just things like receiving attention on social media. You get recognition, you get a spotlight, maybe you get recognized for doing great things, but you also get criticized. You also get put on a pedestal, and then people try to nitpick at you or tear you down, and oftentimes not everyone is going to like you. And if your stuff is especially good, if some people really, really like your stuff, there's a saying that goes, for something to exist, its opposite must also exist. So just as many people who absolutely love you, who are crazy about you, there's going to be people who hate you, who think that you're the worst. And Taylor Swift would be a great example of that. There are a lot of people who really love Taylor Swift, and there are a lot of people who don't like her at all. So that's the moral of whatever I was talking about. I don't remember what I was talking about. All right, a quick lesson for people. If you have a goal in mind, think of that goal now. And remember that a life worth living requires you to take risks. So you get to list out, write this down, the risks I get to take, and then just dash them out, write them out. The risks I get to take are, and then the payoffs that you get for not risking. So you can brainstorm those. Oftentimes those are going to be things like safety, comfort, control, sleep, relaxation, and then the prices that you get for staying in your comfort zone. You're going to jot that down, prices of comfort zone. And so, oftentimes those all are things that you can think of, the biggest one being your dreams. And then when you look at it with the Benjamin Franklin strategy, and you put all of the positives and all of the negatives on paper, and you look at them and you look at the negatives, a lot of times you'll go, wow, I don't really want to pay those prices. I think that I would rather do what I say I'm going to do and risk and take chances so that I can have a better life, or take chances so that I can at least say that I did it, rather than growing old and living a life of regret. You can grow old and say, dude, I did everything. I emptied the tank, and I'm super grateful that I did.